What up, y'all? How we doing? Happy Monday. First ever Monday stream. And I'm so excited. First, let me say hi to y'all. Who do we have? Who's hanging out? We got Perrin. We got Kriegs. What up, Ryan? We got Walker, Brenda, Heather, Strider, Shabugalug. It is very good to see y'all. Thank you for letting me know that the music wasn't working. I think I fixed it. Weird that it was playing on Twitch, but not on YouTube. That literally doesn't make any sense. But I am so excited. I am so excited because today is the very first BattleFam stream where we're bringing the faces who made Battlefield 6 to you guys. We get to introduce you and you can ask them questions and it's gonna be so fun. I'm so excited to introduce y'all to my very first guest. Chris Bast is a Marine veteran who served 2 tours in Afghanistan. He's also the author of the O3 series, which is available on Amazon. You can read it right now with Kindle Unlimited. He's also the manager and military advisor of Milsim West, which is North America's premier wargaming company. And last but not least, he was a military advisor and just absolutely pivotal performer on Battlefield 6. Please, everyone, join me in giving a very warm welcome to Mr. Chris Bast. What up, Chris? How you doing, man?
What's up, man? Happy to be here. Excited.
I am so excited for this. Like, literally, we've been talking about this for forever, and I need to turn down my music because it is blasting in my eardrums. Is it super loud for you guys? Because it is. Woo! All right. Man, I've wanted to do this since before the game came out. And I'm so excited that it's you. I've said, like, in my gameplay streams, how pivotal you and Skeeve were in the creation of this game and grounding it in reality. But first, can you just tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Well, it's hard to beat that intro you just gave. But yeah, my name's Chris. I spent 4 years in the United States Marine Corps as an 0311 rifleman with 1st Light Armored Reconnaissance Battalion from 2009 to 2013. As Jay said, I did 2 deployments to Afghanistan in 2010 and then 2011 to 12. After that, I got out and started working with Milsim West, which hosts 40-hour military simulation events. I'm one of their senior cadre, and I'm the recruiter and talent director for a cadre to help host these events. And occasionally I get to do a little bit of military consulting. Used to work for a costume house, and we provided uniforms and gear for TV and film.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, I used to work at a place called Eastern Costume, and like I said, we just provided a lot of, like, the backgrounds you'll see. Those guys, if, like, there's cops or, you know, first responders or paramedics or military dudes, we provided most of the uniforms for a bunch of stuff like that. And then, yeah, here I am.
Here
and I
you
do
are.
some writing.
And you do some, I mean, some writing. How many books? There's 13 books in your series?
There's 12, so they're novellas, so they're 10,000 words each. So they're quick reads. You can knock them out in an hour. But there's 12 short stories, all based off of combat MOSs within the United States Marine Corps. And they're all standalone, so you don't have to read them all. Or in order. You can read them whichever way you go, but if you do read them, it tells, like, an overarching deployment for Marines in Afghanistan. Yeah.
Now, at the very beginning of the very first book, it says that it's not based in absolute reality, but, like, were you drawing from your own experience during your...
There's things here and there. There's like stories from friends. There's experiences from all over, you know. I will say, like, I think a lot of it can be fairly grounded in reality. I think a lot of yeah, like I don't think anyone's gonna read it and go like that would never happen.
Yeah.
There were some things that I took that were like, no, Marines did do things like this in Afghanistan, and these are some typical scenarios. The hope was very much like tell that story because the global war on terror was not just fought by tier 1 units. And also just to like entertain whatever Marine that was on guard duty, you know, like with a quick read, hopefully, or even like I got inspired to join the military from a book.
Really?
And
was
hoping to get that. It was from it's from a guy called Leonard B. Scott, and he was a ranger during Vietnam, and he basically wrote military fiction based off of Vietnam. And I thought like, and I was a young kid, and I thought this is cool.
You really wanted to be an author, and you were like, if I want to write books like this, well, I'm just gonna have to join the Marine and go to Afghanistan 2 times, right? That's the way it works.
That was very much a like I wanted to write, and you gotta write. I'm a believer of write what you know. So like if I'm gonna write about the thing, I gotta do the thing. But yeah.
That's, I mean, what a journey. It's crazy. And it is all led to us. I'm so glad that we got to work together because I'm very proud to call you a friend. And I would love, I kind of know the story, but I'd love to know how you actually got involved with Battlefield 6.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think of where to start. But basically, my buddy, you know him, Michael Golombeski, he was a JTAC that was attached to a MARSOC team in Afghanistan. And
quick, JTAC is Joint Tactical Air Controller, I believe.
I think it's tactical air controller. I think the T is tactical, but I could be wrong there. There's
basically
so many.
They coordinate the air assets.
Yeah, they're the ones that call in the air.
Yeah, very important job.
Very. Ski had written 2 books, Level 0 Heroes and Dagger 22, about his experiences with MARSOC in Afghanistan. Around the same time, like I think his deployment was 2010 as well, I think. I can't remember for sure. But we were deployed around the same time frame. But he's a good friend of mine, and he also works as a cadre with Milsim West. That guy's like a brother to me. And I don't know how he got connected exactly with Battlefield, but he was telling me like, hey, I'm working on a project. I'm going to be in LA. And I said like, cool, well, let's grab dinner. Let's hang out. And he never was able to hang out. You guys were just going so at it. He couldn't really hang out. And then a couple months later go by, I think it's in January, because I was just coming back from SHOT Show in Las Vegas. And I get a call from him saying, hey, I'm on this project, but I can't make one of the days. Do you want to fill in for me? And I said, yeah, absolutely, I can do that, man. And then that's when Musa, basically the contract company, contacted me like, hey, this is some of the details. This is what we need you to do. And at the time, it was just to fill in for 1 day, and it was just to go over a script and give my thoughts and kind of correct some things here and there. And just give them my thoughts and what I think needs to be revised.
Whoa, look at that, new follower.
That turned into, I'm seeing, like, this is from EA. The NDA is very aggressive.
It's intense.
I think I know what project this is. Read the script, had some notes, wrote them all down. There was a couple things where I did notice, like, I know what you're trying to do here, I know what you're trying to accomplish, but this isn't how you do it. And a couple of things of like, you absolutely just would not do it like this. I know it seems cool, but this is a red flag.
Yeah.
And I sent that off very much thinking like they might take one or two of these changes. Showed up for the table read. That was when I met you guys.
Yeah.
And then I'm looking at the new printed out script, and it's like, oh, they've taken every single change except for one. And it was like a wording thing. And just kind of thinking like, oh my God, did I really just do this? This is insane.
Day one, Chris, you already had like a fingerprint on the game, which is incredible.
It was insane. And then after the table read, was told like, all right, just do some rehearsals with you guys, just a little bit of like remedial training. And then before an hour before the end of business, get asked like, hey, can you guys actually come all next week too? I'm like, yeah, I can do that. And basically showed up that first week, and then became like, can you show up this day as well? Can you show up these days as well? Like, I'll be here as long as you want me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What's amazing is, I think I've told you this story before. So like Chris just said, he joined later. Like we had our first sessions in November of 2024, and then we had like the holiday break, and then we came back and we started work again at the beginning of the next year. And our military advisor, the guy we started with, was Michael Golembeski, Ski, who I talk about all the time. And Ski is the man. He's a G, right? He was the one who walked us through our like Dagger 1-3, our initial like movement and tactical training. He's the one that we were drilling like room breaches and room clears and all that. Like he's the one who really like got us in line at the beginning. And when we came back and we had that table read day, Ski wasn't there. There was this new guy. And I was like, where's Ski? Where is Ski? And who is this?
Yeah.
And man, Chris, you immediately won everybody over. Just because you simply knew what you were talking about. And not only that, you were also so good at communicating, because you're just like a normal dude. You're a normal dude. A lot of actors, there's a lot of ego and all that stuff, and thankfully that was not the case with our set. But you communicated very effectively, and it was just clear that you knew so much. It was like, all right, we have G number 2 working on the game with us, and every time you showed back up, I was like, sick, Chris is here. Cool.
Yeah, well, behind all that, I guess, false confidence was just like, please don't fire me. It was just like, keep doing your absolute best. Don't let well, like, there was multiple aspects, like, oh, my name's gonna go on this, I have to give this as much as I can.
Yeah.
And then seeing the amount of effort you guys put into it too, because there was this, I've only had so many experiences with actors before, and it can be very mixed bag. Like you said, like, it depends on the set.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's very much like, okay, let me just give them everything I got. And it became like this cyclical thing of like, you guys giving me your full attention and your energy, and then me wanting to return it. And yeah, it was a total blast to work with y'all.
It was so much fun. So much fun. Like, really, I've told this to you, but like, y'all, this was Chris's first time advising on a video game, and never would have known. Walked in like a seasoned pro. It's really easy to step on people's toes on a set like that, and yeah, Chris, you just navigated that so well.
Yeah, Sorry,
No,
I,
go.
I actually do attribute most of that to my time with Milsim West, just because yeah, at these events, we're given each cadre like myself, we're given a platoon of guys, so that's like 40 to 50 guys. And I do the same thing. I teach them like some of the infantry basics, some basic formations and hand and arm signals, the mentality of why we do things. And so for that part, it was kind of okay, I know exactly what I need to do here. Um, I know this process of crawl, walk, run to take someone. The part that was nerve wracking for me was like, okay, you're filming, the director's over there, the DP's over here.
Yeah.
You got all these producers and all the other crew. Like, is it okay if I stand over here in this corner just to make sure things? And then to the crew's credit, they were like, no, please, like, of course we want you in the room. We want you to get eyes on this thing. And then having incredible moments where it's like, now I'm talking to the director and the DP to, as accurately as possible, get the military tactic looking right, but then also storytelling, right? Like that was the big thing. But I was just like, I hope I don't make an ass of myself. And then next thing I know, like, this is dope. I love doing this. This is cool. I can't wait to show up to work the next day.
I've said the exact same thing. Every single day working on that set, I would drive there sitting in standstill traffic, and I would drive home sitting in standstill traffic. And by the way, my AC broke in my car, so I'm sweating after a long day driving home with the smile on my face.
Yeah.
Every single day was great. Every single.
Because we were doing like 8 to 9 hour days, I think, but I wasn't local to LA, so I was doing 2 hours of traffic to get there.
Right.
Yeah, and then I would wake up and be out of the house by like 5 a.m. to get there on time. And then I'd be back by like 10, 11, scarf some food down, take a quick shower, in bed. But then, just like you said, like smile on my face the entire time. The only reason I was ever tired from the day was like, well, it's just because I spent 2 hours in traffic.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
That's a great sign. That's a really, really great sign that you're doing a job that you love. I'm glad we got to do it together. Okay, I have one more question for you before we hop into some gameplay. What is the biggest misconception that people have about military advisors working on video games?
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. It's this idea that as a military advisor, you can just redirect the entire thing. This idea that, this idea that, like as a military advisor, I could say, no, you're not going to do this because this is not accurate. This is not right. When the reality is the people in charge paid me to be here, right? And my job is to consult and to advise. And so there are going to be things where I go like, that's not how this is done, or this isn't accurate, or whatever the case might be. And at that point, I've done my job. I also like, this isn't accurate. This isn't how it's done. This is how it's supposed to be. But from there, it becomes, the director, the writer, whoever's in charge, they get to do with that information what they will. And they're always going to choose storytelling over the accuracy of like, this patch is wrong, or they don't use this gun, Right. So I think that's the biggest thing. And, like I my little kind of tip of the hat or anything, like whenever you guys see a movie or a TV show where there is a military consultant and there are inaccuracies, I'm like 100%, 95% willing to bet that the consultant caught it and told them. And then for whatever reason, either budget or time or a gap in communication, they just kind of pushed on. And it wasn't lack of knowledge or not caring. It was simply like, it was out of their hands.
Yeah.
So, admittedly, there are things in this game that aren't necessarily accurate, or done things or kind of abbreviated in a certain way. And that's just because storytelling trumps this. And I'm a firm believer that, like, I'd rather have a story. I'd rather have the movie or this TV show or the game that's a bit inaccurate, as long as I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get it.
Versus,
it's enjoyable. You can still immerse yourself. I mean, Battlefield is it's not a milsim. It is it's an experience,
Yeah. But even like some of the greatest movies out there, there's still inconsistencies. And if we want to go with like, it has to be 100%, well, then you're never going to get any movie ever. So things like that, I think also the idea that, or not recognizing that not everything is like 100% standard. And what I mean by that is each unit, each time frame, things are always done differently. An example I like to give is hand and arm signals. There's like some basic, very standard hand arm signals of like hold, freeze, but there's other ones out there that vary between units. And sometimes you'll see one that like, what the hell does that mean? And it's just that unit has like their SOP was to do something a different way. And then like an example I have for that is I was doing a training exercise on Pendleton, and I'd gotten this new squad leader, and we were coming up to a linear danger area. And at the time, my unit, all we did for danger area was...
What is linear danger area?
So a danger area is just like an open area in which you have to cross, but there's no cover or concealment.
Gotcha.
Right? And a linear danger area means something like a road. Just it's linear, it's a line. And I remember like I came up on it and I gave the hand and arm, our hand and arm signal for a danger area was this. Mm-hmm. And the squad leader got pissed at me. He's like, why didn't you say it was a linear? You got to do one of these and then one of these. And I was like, I don't know what unit you're from.
What
or
is
like,
this?
Like, universally, this is not known as linear.
Yeah,
this is known as like cut it out. So, but for him, that was his unit SOP. So I think there's often things like that happens, in movies or TV or games where it's like some of us might go, that's inaccurate. But the flip side of the coin is no, for that guy and his unit, that was the thing
100%. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
that makes a lot of sense. And I'll say to Battlefield Studios credit, I think that I observed many times when, there would be a scene that we were rehearsing and you or Ski would step in and be like, hey, this is kind of how we would do it. And 9.999 times out of 10, the first conversation would be, how do we make this work within the medium that we're working in, So they're always like, let's go for accuracy first. And then if there's just a technical, I mean, we're making a video game. You're making a video game and you're making a movie in a sense. So it's like you have these two different mediums that you're working in. The technical limitations of a video game and motion capture, and then like this storytelling. And it's like, how do you make that work with the grounded, realistic movements and tactics that you're bringing to the table? And usually they would try, but you can't always have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah, like you said, the crew is always great about trying to do the thing, and then whatever it might be, whatever limitations that there were, sometimes we made compromises.
Yeah,
and I don't think. Sometimes I think that the viewer, the audience might not recognize that there was a compromise there.
Yeah.
But I know for me, like that was a super cool moment where, it wasn't accurate, but they tried, and here's the best solution we can come up with to keep the story moving.
Yeah, I'm smiling because like I'm just thinking of, it was very cool because we had like many of the like devs there. And one of them, the lead animator, Abdul, always wanted to make things work, and you could just always see him like processing, and then he'd be like, oh yeah, you know, I'm just not sure. I don't think we can do that.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yeah. Abdul was great. I really
awesome.
like working with him.
Because
he was very much. There'd be little points here and there. Would be like, hey, there's something going on here, and you, like you said, you could see like you. It's gonna sound derogatory, but like you could see the hamster wheels turning.
Yeah. Yep. You can see the
but,
wheels
like,
spinning.
It was literally like problem solving. Like we
Mm-hmm.
can make it work here. Oh, hey, this is a limitation we have here.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was always fantastic to work with.
So
Yeah.
great. So great. And that, like, that's, I've said this a million times. There's a lot of things that I've said a lot, but like just the real, truly collaborative environment on such a massive game was just impressive. On such a massive product or project for it to be like, oh yeah, no, we're gonna take what we hired you because you're an expert at what you do, and we are going to take your advice on board and work with it because we're simply trying to make the best thing we possibly can. And that is an ideal work environment, no matter what industry you're in, for that matter. It really doesn't matter. So yeah. Anyway, okay, I saw a couple questions pop up here. Before we hop in, Perrin asks, and you can think about it if you want to like hop back in later.
Okay.
Perrin asked, Chris, what stories can you say about Jay with your time with him? As we've heard some funny things he's done, but what have you seen? I'm guessing they're talking about all of the voices. And Jack,
man.
Jack and I.
you and Jack with the Denzel voice would crack me up.
I mean, he was like just I'm a seasoned professional, okay, and that's how we keep it serious all the time, okay.
Yeah. There was. I'm trying to think of like. There was a lot of that. You've had to have told them about dagger.
I maybe mentioned it once, maybe once. I would love to hear it from your POV.
It was like before every take, I would just hear dagger. And I was like, you're about to go into a very emotional scene, and you're hyping yourself with dagger.
So listen, we would be like clowning around or whatever, and like between takes, you gotta like shake it off sometimes, and then when it's time to roll again, you have to lock back in and not only as an individual. This was like a group thing. So like Dagger, the team, me, Jack, Ashley, and Damon, and Nico, we would literally like before we'd have to do our T-pose, and then like Dara, our director, would be like, hey, you guys are exhausted and you just got out of a firefight and you're on a mission, so you gotta move. And we would all just be like, we'd start jumping around and be like, dagger. I have no idea who started it. I really have no idea who started it, but that became our like lock-in mantra. Dagger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure with you specifically, like everyone always kept trying to work so hard. The one that stands out to me was when you're talking to Mills and you had to point the gun, or the weapon light at her face. And there was this thing where it was like you were dealing with a prop airsoft gun that in the
virtual world.
In the virtual world is shining a flashlight, and we're trying to get the flashlight to shine on our face. And there was a moment of like just trying to finagle, and I could see you guys like struggling with it. So I walked up to you and was like, hey, take your strong finger or your strong side and just point. And kind of universally, wherever your dominant finger and eye are, like you can point to something and that finger will actually point right to the thing. So I was telling you, like, just point your like whatever finger it is. It's more than likely you're right.
Mm-hmm. I think that ended up in the actual take. I think I ended up holding my weapon, like I can't remember what side it was on, but I had to point it at Mills.
Yeah.
And I think in the final take, I'm literally like, I had to do that. Yeah. You fixed it. You solved it. It was so hard to do. To point an invisible flashlight in somebody's face, way harder than you think. Way harder, but the point fixed it.
And I do remember having to tell you about, like, don't limp wrist the weapon. Because there'd be moments between dialogue where you're not, like, holding just the gun or doing whatever. You're just having dialogue. And because we weren't using slings, like, you would hold the weapon in a way that it kind of just
like dangle down. But it's like,
and it looked it wasn't the coolest looking stance.
And that's why you were there. Literally.
Yeah.
Hey, Jay, don't look like an idiot. All right?
Yeah.
Let me help you.
Yeah, and you know, like off the bat, I think like those are the two that stand out for me personally. I think also, like, there were a lot of moments, but I think, again, so much of it was, like, imposter syndrome for me. Yeah. And just making sure, like, I didn't make an ass of myself. I put my best foot forward, just trying to... So those are the two. Those are the two that stand out, I think. If something comes up, I'll say it, but right now, that's it.
That was a great answer. I actually forgot. I forgot about this thing because as soon as you told me, I was like, I'm never doing that again. I'm literally never doing that again. And yeah, you fixed it. Wow, we got some Jay not looking cool, LMAO. Gotta keep Jay looking cool. No, never. Jay always looks cool. Not true.
Oh,
not true.
You look so cool in the motion capture suit.
I actually, that's what I wear. I changed out of that for this, but that's just what I wear every day.
Yeah, it's so really cool. Sealing in the flavor.
Sealing in the flavor. Ooh, yeah. Old day Jay. Okay, all right. I think Heather had a question, which was... Oh, we kind of talked about this. Chris, is this your first game that you worked on? And if not, what other ones have you worked on?
No. But if you're hiring...
Hey, if anybody's hiring and needs a military advisor for a game, I could not recommend Chris highly enough. All right, we're going to do one more, and then we'll get into the gameplay. Hey, Jay and Chris, I quite liked the campaign and was surprised by how well the characters interacted with one another. I especially was quite fond of Gecko. How was it working with Ashley Reyes? Chris,
Ashley was great. Yeah, Ashley was great. What can I say? Like, she definitely worked very hard at trying to make sure she was moving and like holding the weapon right, and you know, like even little things of like, is this how you say this acronym? Like, yeah, it's like that. She tried really hard. I think one of the more comical things about it was how short she is.
Yeah. I mean, she's got to be. Like, she's like what, 5'2", 5'3", something like that. Yeah.
So like the prop gun that she would get, because she's always using a sniper rifle, was almost as tall as her. So I think there was a little bit of comedy to that. But sure. No, she was great. She's was great. An absolute sweetheart to work with. Yeah.
I love working with Ashley. She's great. She's the homie. And I think to exactly what you're saying, one of the things that I think makes her a great performer, and somebody, if she hasn't like worked in this capacity playing a special ops Marine, is the humility that she brought. Like the humility to say, hey, I don't know, and I want to get it
Yeah.
right. So can you please educate me so I can do this thing the right way? And that was every day, you know?
Yeah, she was very much someone that wasn't used to handling a firearm. And, you know, like, if it's your first time handling it, there's certain mannerisms or like just movements and the way you walk and move and hold this thing that's going to look very different for someone like me who's been in this world for you know, over 10 years, that is very comfortable holding the thing. And so I could kind of see it, and I would let her know, and then we would walk off to the side, and at no point would she get frustrated, or she was just 100% locked in on trying to make sure she could sell that she was this MARSOC raider with combat experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was a little bit envious because, like, with movement stuff, she has so much body awareness because she's a trained dancer. And that really lends itself to being able to, like, step into the boots of I mean, really anyone, but in this particular instance of a MARSOC raider. And she had that physicality down pat, and they were like, you're this big, and now you're going to be this big. It was like she ate a Mario mushroom.
I do recall the amount of you and Jack doing, like, the gecko voice.
Gecko hunt. Gecko kill.
Stuff like that. That was always, because, like, the way they sold her character was always described like this total badass, and then again, Ashley's a sweetheart, but she's like 5'2", so it was a big character for her to put on.
Yeah. I mean, don't get us wrong. She's an absolute firecracker. Like, don't want to cross her for sure. She's so sweet, but I would not want to piss her off, you know, in the best way, because she can hold her own, you know. I have a lot of respect for that. Yeah. And Gecko just flexed that all the time. Gecko hunt, Gecko kill, Gecko shoot. All right, I am going to bring up Battlefield here. Thank y'all so much for the questions. I know this is fun. This is the first time that I spent a lot longer not playing the game than I expected to, but like, we're just having such a great conversation, and it just felt nice. So thank you. Thank you, Chris, and thank you everybody else. And I have to ban somebody for spamming my chat. Get out of here, you robot. Oh, Brenda's on it. Thank you, Brenda. It's great having mods. All right. Switching scenes. Aha. Okay, cool. All right, so we're going to play Moving Mountains first, which is the second of the Brooklyn missions. And then, depending on time, we'll go to the last mission as well, because we had some stuff to talk about there. God, there's one scene that I do want to pull up that I told you about, Chris. One of our, like, cinematics. I've told you guys the line that Chris wrote, essentially, from his real life. It's the beginning of the trailer. The beginning of the campaign trailer. Frame shoot on the T of execute. 3, 2, 1, execute. I don't remember what the original line was, because it was just not even close to what we landed on, which is, can you, I'll pair it up when I post this later, but can you actually tell us about that real quick?
Yeah, so that scene, and I guess I should say spoiler alerts, but that scene has you guys in Mills's house, and Pax Armada is coming, and you guys are about to, like, take up defensive positions and all that. And originally, what had been in the script was Dagger 1-3 like breaks the windows open and points their guns out and does all this. And I was like, well, you wouldn't break down the windows, because now you're alerting the guys outside that you're aware. and like you can bullets go through glass. You can just shoot through the glass.
Yeah.
And so like don't give them that early warning. So I told them, or I recommended like you shouldn't have this glass breaking scene. And the original line was Charlie Mike. Was you just saying, like the other lines were still, I've got 3 over here, I got 2 over here, whatever. And then you saying Charlie Mike. And Charlie Mike just means continue the mission. So that's kind of like, okay.
What does that mean?
Yeah. But I knew that, but then in the thing, it was saying you guys all shoot at once. And that's, that comes from my second deployment. We basically, where I was, we were having a hard time with the Taliban and their spotters specifically, just because anytime we tried to do something, the spotters would alert the Taliban, and then the Taliban would kind of maneuver on us and all that. So they brought in scout snipers from, I believe, 3rd Marines. I want to say 1-3, but I could be wrong. Anyways, the snipers go out on this like 3-day hide site, and they talked about wanting to do a frame shoot. And I had only gotten a little bit of like, that was the first time I heard it, was like frame shoot snipers. I think I have an idea of what that means, but I'm not 100% sure. And I kind of buried that information away. And then one of the guys I had deployed with ended up later after the deployment, he ended up becoming a scout sniper. And then I asked him like, hey, they had mentioned this thing called a frame shoot. What is this? I think this is what it is. It's like, I'm assuming a frame shoot is you guys all engaging multiple targets at once. And he goes, yeah, the way that works is you call your frame shoot, and then, or you know beforehand that you're going to do a frame shoot, and then you count down, and you're actually supposed to shoot on the T of 2. So it goes 3, 2, and then everyone shoots, and then 1. And the reason for that is it's usually because the frame shoot is staged on top of something else. So like you're going to breach something, you're going to assault a position. So the 2 is to take out, the guards or whatever the case might be. And then the 1 is, your assaulters moving forward. So it's not just a countdown for the snipers, it's a countdown for the entire operation. So again, that's why this sniper execution is on the T of 2. But because in the scene, there is none of that. There's none of this follow-on thing. It's just you guys shooting. And, like, it just makes more sense that you would do it on 1 or execute. And execute was a thing that, like, my unit did a lot. The reason, like, another thing I didn't want when writing it, I didn't want there to be this awkward, like, why on 2?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think storytelling wise, it looks much better and it makes more sense. And then it's also like, you gave the clarifying instruction right from the beginning, frame shoot on the T of execute.
And it's
so
way cooler.
Everyone on the team now knows like, okay, it's not on 2, it's on execute.
Yeah.
So I think that flows better, it makes more sense.
For sure.
So I got to throw that line in, and that was very much something that I was like, I don't know if they'll take this or not, but let's go for it. And like I said, on that table read, being like, holy shit, those are my words.
It's in there.
Yeah. So that was a super cool moment. I had thought that no one had depicted a frame shoot before, but turns out there is one in a TV show called SEAL Team. They do a frame shoot on an airplane or something like that. But yeah.
Wait, on an airplane or at an airplane?
There's a hostage situation on an airplane, and then the plane is on the tarmac.
Oh, I see.
And then that's where you actually see kind of the most by the book method, because the snipers shoot on 2 and the assaulters move on 1. But yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Thank you for sharing that story. I could only share 1% of it. So now y'all got the whole shebang. Okay, now we're actually gonna do the thing. right. There are some more. There are some more questions. Do any of you have any more upcoming projects you're currently working on? Just curious. I have some stuff that I'm not allowed to talk about, which is my favorite.
And I think it's the same for me, unless it's Milsim West. If you're into military simulation events or you like airsoft,
Oh, a little bit of lag. Get him back in just a momento. You still got me though. Just Jay. Chris got by packs. No, never. You'd take them all out. You kidding me? All right, this is just gonna be a very temporary switch over to this frame, which you guys are very familiar with. And I'm gonna let Chris know that he looks like your webcam crashed. All right. Let's see. I want to see the other question that came in. Perrin asked, how do you feel about the realization? Oh, that's a great question, Perrin. Great question. No time for lagging. Yeah, just Jay going dagger, 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 dagger. Dagger, 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 dagger. Here, wait, I'm gonna disconnect him. And then bang. Need a dagger dagger emote? Brenda, that is a good idea. That is dare I say, a great idea? Dare I say it? I dare. I dare say. It's a great idea. Dagger, dagger, dagger. Dagger, dagger, dagger will lock you in before gameplay performance enhancement. My gameplay, let me just warn you right now, off the jump, expect nothing. I mean, I'm playing the game, and I'm running the stream, and I have a guest. I'm going to be garbage. I'm going to be straight trash. Are you kidding me? Ugh. Y'all are all going to get me killed. You're going to get me killed. And I'm playing as me, so it's me that you're going to get killed. How rude. I'm already mad at y'all. I'm already mad. It's okay, just practice. Hey, I will say though, we got a dub. We got a dub last week, which I'm so happy about. Me and Troy. Whew. That was a rough session. That was such a rough session. The whole time I was like, guys, I'm not this bad. I promise I'm not this bad at the game. But we unked up. We unked up and we got the dub. Let's see. Oh, it's trying. It's trying to reconnect to Chris. What does that say? Perhaps an emoji saying unked up. See, this is why I love having a community. I only have but so much bandwidth. Like, I would love to sit down and be like, what are all the emotes that I should make? But like, I can't. I can't. So you guys coming up with these are awesome because I will make them. I will make them and make them available to you. Unked up. And by the way, my nephew is so cute. He's adorable. Adorable. Dagger, dagger, for sure. I'm thinking like 2 lines, dagger and dagger. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be good. Ooh, and animated J emoji saying dagger, dagger, dagger. I don't know how to make animated emojis, but maybe I'll learn. Murphy dog tags, that's a good idea. Listen, y'all are just... I got the best community in the biz. The best in the biz. This is fun though, right? Are you guys having fun? I'm having fun. Let me see. Maybe if no, I don't wanna. Oh. I have an idea. I have an idea. Can you hear me? Perhaps. Checkity check. I know you guys can hear me. I'm just I'm troubleshooting with Chris. You know what? I'm gonna hit a BRB. All right, I'm gonna be right back so I can actually troubleshoot this for a second and talk amongst yourself. Talk amongst yourself. Each of you, please speak to yourself and yourself only. No. I will be right back. I'm gonna put some music on for you guys, and see you in a minute. We're back. We did it. Did you miss us? I thought Chris crashed, but as it turns out, my entire computer was just melting. It was in a very tiny voice screaming, "Kill me! Kill me!" And it just needed to be talked to in some sweet nothings. And now it's chilling. Hope you enjoyed the wait music. Welcome back, Chris. You were in the middle of saying something, and now I have... Does anybody in chat remember? It felt...
Yeah, I don't remember.
Felt like it was great. Oh, Milsim West. You were talking about Milsim West.
Oh, yeah. No upcoming projects. But if you guys want to hang out, come to Milsim West. It's a great time.
It looks insane.
It's a lot of fun. It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Can you very quickly explain it?
So we host 40-hour military simulation events in which you as a participant get the experience of what it's like being in the light infantry during a near-peer conflict. You get paired up with, or you'll be organized into a squad and into a platoon and into a company. And that's led by cadres such as myself that are all prior military, mostly Marines from the infantry or Army Rangers. And for, like I said, for 40 straight hours, we just put you through this simulation of what it's like to go on a ruck and infill into an area of operation and then fight over an objective, try to hold the objective or break out or do whatever the scenario might be. At no point is there going into your car or is there going to the hotel, something like that. Like, you live out there, you're in the woods usually. If it's raining, you better have rain gear. If you need a lot of food, you better ruck that out with you. But yeah, we host about anywhere from 10 to 13 events a year throughout the US, sometimes internationally. We've done them in, I believe, Mexico, Chile, and Barcelona. New York Times has done 2 news articles on us, and wow. Vice News did a documentary on us a few years back. But yeah, it's a lot of type 2 fun, meaning in the moment when you're rucking, when you've got your ruck on and you're going like 2-3 miles into the woods and it's raining, it's not fun in that moment. But then later on, you're like, that was actually great. I want to do it again. It is physically challenging. You need to be a bit on your physical training to be able to do it. There are some mental blockers that sometimes make people want to quit. We're not there to make you quit, but if sometimes you find your limit and people go home.
Wow.
But yeah, do that. It's a great time. That's actually where, it's not the first time I met Ski, but that's where me and Ski became extremely close friends.
Nice. Yeah. I think that, like, coming right up to that wall where it's like, I feel like quitting, and finding it in yourself to just keep going, that's that type 2 fun. That's that, like, oh, I really accomplished something that I didn't think I was capable of. And
uh, excuse the language, but we're not designed to be a dick dragger, but it can be a dick dragger, and sometimes,
What a visual.
people quit, and
Yeah.
other times people persevere and push, and those are kind of the super cool things to see. Um, an example is, what is it? Last year at an event in Tennessee, I had a player who was really struggling with the ruck, and he was someone that was overweight, and he was just having the hardest time, but he stuck with it and he completed the event. When we came back to Tennessee this year, he came up to me and I didn't recognize him because he had lost 100 pounds, because he had gone like, I never wanted to experience that again. And he was like, I realized as I was holding my friends and my team back. So he went and lost 100 pounds, and he's still trying to lose more weight, which is so cool to see and to hear.
Literally, hats off to that dude, because that
Yeah.
is unbelievable.
Yeah. But it's a great time. It's a lot of fun. It's a crazy thing. I genuinely believe that we're probably one of the best leadership training that you can get outside of the military. And even then, I think within the military, I think we do some things better, because when it comes to like being in the military, I can just order, if we're in the military and I'm in charge of you, I can just order you to do something. Versus when you're at these events, people have paid to be here and to have a good time. So I need to change my leadership style to make you do the thing that maybe you don't want to do. Yeah. So there's, like sometimes it's, you've just rucked 2 hours up and down the mountains of West Virginia, and now I need you to go on security for another 2 hours, and you're deadbeat tired. I mean, if you could say like, no, I'm done, I'm out, I do not want to do that. But you can also be someone that's like, if I approach you correctly, or if I mentor you right, vice versa, you get people that want to do it and they want to put in the effort, and that is always super cool and rewarding to see.
I have
So, yeah,
two
that's most
things.
awesome.
I have two things. One, there was a badass video of you giving a pump up speech to, like, I don't even know. You showed me that video. I don't even know how many people were you speaking to.
That's 500. That's like 550 people in that audience.
It's so. Chris is so good at this. Please understand how good he is. I hope that I can. I'll include like a clip of it, because it's very cool. And two is, do you feel like having to change that leadership style? Do you feel there would be benefits to, like, have you learned lessons that if you were to like rejoin, where you would be like, oh, now I have new tactics in order to get my men to actually do the thing that we need to do? I could order them to do it, but is there more of a benefit if you can convince them that they want to do it?
Yeah, 100%. I think there's a really great saying I like from Andy Stump, which is, the best leaders you ever meet will be in the military, and some of the worst leaders you ever meet will be from the military. I think the military can be a place where leadership can be taught extremely well, but then it also can be a little bit corrupting in that, like, hey, because I outrank you, you got to go do the thing. And I don't care what you're going through. Just go fucking do it.
Yeah.
Versus like with Milsim West, I can't do that. And so I think there's 100% a benefit of like, I need to change up my tactic so I can get this guy to not only do what I want him to do, or them, or, whoever, but be willing to do it and give me their best effort to do it. And that can go, like I said, it could be like, I know we just finished a long ruck, but I need you up on security. Or it could be, hey, there's a really long patrol I need you to go do. Or there's going to be a hit. We're going to do this raid, and I need someone to be the first man through the door. And that's usually not the greatest position to be in.
Yeah.
But if I can, and it's not just, let me just point this out too. It's not just me that is the leader. Like, the participants are also the squad leaders. They're the platoon leaders. They can be the executive officer. Like my job as a cadre, depending on what role I'm doing, as either a platoon sergeant or company commander or battalion commander, it's to give that direction and then give that guidance. But ultimately, like you, Jay, could be the platoon leader, and now you've got 4 guys that are your squad leaders who are leading 40 people.
Wow.
You know, I tell you, like, hey, Jay, I need you to go take that building. And you've got to find a way to corral these guys to go want to do that. And if you can't do it, then I fire you and I bring someone else up to do it instead. You know?
Damn, that's cutthroat.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
But it's a great time. Like,
yeah,
it's awesome. I love it. I've been doing it for almost 11 years now.
Wow. All right, y'all. Milsim West. See you there, right? Okay, I've said it now.
I'll get you on it.
I think 4 times. We're now officially, we're gonna switch. Okay, since we've spent so long not playing, first mission or the second Brooklyn mission or the final mission. Chris, your call.
I think we should do this mission because I think the ending is very special.
Okay. I hope this doesn't absolutely ever. This is what happened last time. I just crashed the stream by. Okay, it's chilling. Oh, nope, it's not happy. What a weird bug. It's me. We know it's not Chris. He's frozen, but don't blame him. Don't blame Chris. It's not his fault. Alright. I need to reboot Discord real quick, which I'm gonna do. And it's so weird that quitting the campaign mission is crashing Discord. Probably because there's a hook. Because I'm streaming the game to Chris. I'm streaming the game and my webcam, so like the game switching is that's what's doing it. It's all good because we solved the problem. And I now know how to fix it. Oh, are you back, Chris? Oh, there we go. Sweet. Camera. Yeah, that was me. I did that. 100p. I literally was in the middle of saying, I hope this doesn't crash everything, and it did. So I just need to remember to turn off my stream to you before changing missions, which is NVD. Okay. We should be copacetic now. Yes, we are. Beautiful. Always forward. Let's go. Parent, things are just not going well with you today. Jerry, you streaming and gaming on one desktop? Yes, I am. And you know, for the most part, I built a pretty beastly computer. It's like very good. It's a 9950 X3D processor and a 5070 Ti graphics card. I guess I could get a 58 or 5080 or 90, but for the most part, it's like kind of bleeding edge. And some things just don't work at times. All right, I'm gonna turn off the music. Pew. All right, here we go. We are in Tajikistan. Final assault is underway. Join the NATO task force and advance on Pax's stronghold. Disarm the hypersonic missile system. carrying NXC and stop Kincaid. We're good. Although I'm not doing anything right now. There we go.
Gecko was right. You are crazy.
I'm making a difference. Ain't no red tape out here.
Dagger 1-3 actual. This is Sergeant Ty.
Chris, I would love for you to evaluate my tactical decisions while playing the game.
Now it's the main event. We have 4 hypersonics to disable, each carrying an NXT warhead. These missiles travel at Mach 5 with an intermediate range between 620 and 30.
Are you able to see it right now, by the way? Is it working?
Not on
Oh,
here.
I got you. I got you. I got you.
Coming up on that ridge is our overlook. Beyond, a packed outpost.
Right up there.
Once past the outpost, we'll need you to target the base as part of our air interdiction strategy.
Okay.
Taking out packs of
Now I
reserves,
see.
vehicle depots, and supplies. Once complete, it's a straight run to the base from there.
Chris is not playing. He's commentating. This is live commentary from
You
one of
wouldn't want us-
Battlefield 6's military advisors.
Is not a gamer. He's very poor at this.
You don't need to be. You did this in real life. You don't need to be good at doing it virtually.
Pax patrol up ahead.
Dagger will proceed with frontal assault. Go back. Follow our lead.
Well, sticking to the road, that's a bold decision.
Well, where else am I gonna go?
All right, team. Head on
All right.
You say I'm crazy.
Let's move. Copy.
Oh boy. I really wanted. I wanted to do like down. But I don't think there's a command for that. All right. So there's a gun emplacement.
There we go.
Is this the
Yep.
right move?
Yeah. Yep.
Smoked him. I think he's down.
Weapons free.
How nice would that be? IRL. Hit a button and
Yeah.
you can suddenly see where all the enemies are. Yeah, everybody else is just taking care of it for me. I honestly have shot
That was a lot of
one.
me playthrough. That was a lot of my playthrough.
Reloading.
Oh, there's a lot of guys. So, is this good cover? I don't think so.
Absolutely not. There's actually like a psychological effect of you don't want to stand in windows and door frames because it outlines you and it does something to the brain in which like this is a perfect target.
That makes a lot of sense. And that was one thing that we talked about a lot when we were working on like entering a room and like doing room clears. Ski. What is it called? Like right when you enter the doorway. It's like the danger zone. I can't remember. There was a term.
Oh, the
that's
fatal funnel.
the fatal funnel.
Yeah.
Do not want to be in the
That's
fatal funnel.
Yeah. I like to put it as when man made the door, he inadvertently made the greatest defense known to man. Because it doesn't like you can take me, you could combine me and Ski and every Navy SEAL and Delta guy and Marine Ranger, all that, and you could put a 14-year-old with an AK on the other side. Like the 14-year-old on the other side is always going to have the advantage because you know what's coming through that door. So
That makes a
getting
lot of
through
sense.
that door and defeating that door is always incredibly difficult.
Whoa! What just hit me? I was just suddenly on fire. By the way, my stream has seen me play this game just so recklessly. Like, one thing that I love to do is when I have a sledgehammer, which is the Haz missions, Haz carries the sledgehammer, is to just breach a room and try to get as many sledgehammer kills as I can.
I mean,
Which-
I'm kind of the same way. Where I was like,
Yeah.
I can't do this in real life. Let me do this here.
That's a good way to look at it. Yeah, that's definitely what I do too. That's my exact same mentality. Man, these guys are crack shots.
Like anytime there was a machine gun I could pick up, some sort of belt fit.
Yeah,
Just,
cool.
oh, I can just walk
New
through this
follower.
open area and just lay down on this trigger nonstop and kill everybody.
Target above.
I want to do that.
100%. Is this the right tool for the job, you think? Nope. Obviously. Obviously
if
not.
you were more accurate, it could be.
If you're better. You consider being better at the game? Oh, what is this?
Weapon secure.
Speaking of machine guns,
Yeah, there you go.
let me pick up an LMG and a sniper rifle. If we have any close quarters, I'm just doomed.
The first time I played the game, the amount of explosions that were happening on screen for me was like overstimulating.
Yeah, there's a lot. There is a lot. But the sound design is... I mean, we just won, Battlefield 6 won Best Audio at the Game Awards, which is so cool.
Well done.
And, you know, as the person who created all of the audio and was just so deeply involved in that part of the process, I just want to say congratulations to me. I'm following these guys to somewhere I don't need to go. But no, actually, congrats to the audio team, because the audio in this
There's
game
something I want to, if I can interrupt. There's some,
Yeah,
this
please.
part I really liked, where Gecko's calling in the airstrike, because admittedly this is not exactly how it's done.
Doesn't hurt to be sure.
This is extremely
Guys never do
abbreviated,
due diligence.
and to Ski's credit, he tried to put in the actual thing, but the reality is calling in an airstrike is not a fast process. There's a lot of back and forth, and in a sequence like this, do you want to spend 5 minutes, you know, sitting here over
Right.
dialogue, or do you want everything all right?
And I believe we're back. Sorry for that interruption. Can you hear me, Chris?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. There we go. All right, sorry. Can you pick up from Oh,
Oh.
perfect. The game said you need to restart, and I'm going to help you out with that by dropping a bomb on your head. Okay. If you could just repeat what you were just saying.
So basically, I really liked this part just because essentially this is not how you call on close air support or CAS, but it's kind of close-ish. The reason is like, I know Ski tried to put in the thing, but a big part of it is, one, I'm actually not 100% sure if that's public information on how to do that. But two, is like calling in air support is not a quick process. It takes a while.
Yeah.
And like, who wants to play a video game in which you're sitting here listening to dialogue for 5 minutes and nothing's really happening? So, you know, like, let's condense this down to 20 seconds or however long, so the player stays in the action, stays immersed. So I like these moments.
And that was another moment where Ashley was very humble and said, hey, what's the cadence of this? Like,
Yeah.
this was Ski's job. So it's very cool that Ski got to be, you know, the guy who was like, hey, this is exactly how I would say these words, even though they're not the exact words that he would use. But like the cadence of it was something that he and Ashley actually like rehearsed together. And he was very happy with how it turned out, which is just super cool. I thought I had my sniper out, and I didn't. Goodbye. Maybe not. What's the range? What does that say? 163? Oh, come on. I can hit
And
that
you just
shot.
gotta go in.
I can hit that shot. Okay, I'm gonna get a bomb dropped on my head, though.
Yeah.
Ow. What? Okay. You were moving, and then you stopped. Now you're making me look dumb. Am I crazy? What am I shooting? Am I... There we go.
Hey, you got one.
Am I shooting blades of grass? This is crazy. Okay. I just needed to get within 100 meters, which... Most really great snipers, I'm sure they're like, yeah, 100 meters or less is the sweet spot. Oh, I can't shoot through that. Maybe I was hitting that earlier.
Oh, there's a hit marker. Yo.
Is this dude the Juggernaut from X-Men? This is crazy. Dog. No, turn again. Okay. This is where I just start. I'm not even gonna grenade. I know that's the right thing to do, right? Would be to throw a grenade at him. But instead of that, now, on a scale of 1 to 10, please evaluate the tactical soundness of that move versus the straight up cool badassness.
Yeah, that was very sound. They teach that in the School of Infantry. They also teach that.
Hey, USMC, please watch this stream so you can pick up some new tactics. You're definitely going to want to apply this in the manual. Oh, that's so funny.
Repelling in a hot LZ, always a great idea.
You're saying you wouldn't want to do that?
Oh, yeah.
I love the fact that there's like just the little lines. Like I don't even know. Did I say reloading? I don't know if I said it in that moment or Murphy said it in that moment, but I just heard somebody else say, "Reloading! Cover me!" Now I have to imagine you would look at a situation like this obviously completely different than me, right? Because if you see, all right, your target is here and we have enemies kind of everywhere.
This would look very, very different from an actual military operation because I spoke to you about this before. Like, you never send a Marine where you can send a bullet. Never send a bullet where you can throw a grenade. Never throw a grenade where you can drop a bomb. And, like, you have tanks in this mission, and you just came off of a mountainside. So why not have the tanks along the mountainside in the elevated ground and just start shooting and suppressing? You know, and, like, you have air support. Why risk human life to close in like this when you're clearly under heavy fire? Now, does that make for a good mission in a video game? Not really. But,
exactly. Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, Lope.
That's
My bad, Jack. Yeah. No, that makes complete sense. And that's one of those things that's like, it's the medium. You have to work. Yeah. You have to work within the medium, or else it's probably not going to be very fun. Because with U.S. air superiority, we would just like level this, right?
Yeah.
If the air asset was available.
Yeah, it's much cheaper and easier to drop a bomb on a building full of bad guys than sending guys into that building.
Yeah.
You know, so.
That makes a lot of sense. Zapdostmeter4961 asks, has Mr. Bast worked with Dale Dye, American actor and technical advisor for Platoon and other military films.
I'm very aware of who he is. I would love an opportunity to work with him, although I believe he's retired. I have not. But that guy is a legend in the community, and he is the military advisor for sure. And he was a Marine, if I remember correctly, he was a Marine officer in Vietnam. And I think his first one was like Platoon, in which he also acts in it.
Yeah. To anybody watching the stream right now, yeah, frames were just a little low for a second. Hopefully it will come back here. Odd.
Oh no.
Somebody's gonna get me. In the game.
Like
is there
within
a
the
lot
game?
of that?
With it, all right. So what I would say is what you guys did in the game and on set was very tame compared to the debauchery that happened with like, okay, yeah, whatever. Because if I get a big reaction out of you, then I instantly go like, essence, meaning we had LAVs, and my vehicle commander, he called me Bastion, since my last name is Bast.
Yeah.